Hey guys, it's Shy. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you're not, hey boo. So for today's video, I created this beautiful eye look that you see. It's definitely giving fall. It's reminding me of 2016 makeup, and the palette that I use today is from Glamlite. This is the Glamlite Trick or Treat eyeshadow palette. Now this did come out about a year ago, and I honestly wasn't gonna pick it up because I have these colors 5 times over in my collection, but it's Glamlite. It is like a scary movie themed. I am not a scary movie girl. I personally do not watch any horror films. I just am not a horror movie lover. I'm actually really scary, okay? I get scared super easily, so this is not a movie that I've seen or will ever see. Getting into the spooky season, I said I wanted to play with more of my Halloween themed palettes, and this one is really good, especially with the hair. You know, when you open up this palette, this is what you get. And the shimmers, okay, look at that. One thing about Glamlite is they are going to give you some beautiful shimmers. If you guys like it here, if you like my vibe, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And without any further ado, let me show you how I created this beautiful look using the Glamlite Trick or Treat eyeshadow palette. Before we hop into the tutorial, we gotta do some swatches, okay? I love me some good swatches. The mattes on here blend out really buttery. I feel like the star of this palette is definitely the shimmers, but we're gonna go ahead and swatch both the mattes and the shimmers. We're gonna start with the matte row first. And look at how vibrant these colors are. And as you can see, look at how beautiful these mattes are. Absolutely gorgeous. I really love shimmers. There's just something about them. They're just so beautiful and sparkly, and Glamlite doesn't miss when it comes to their shimmers. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Like, look at how gorgeous these colors are. So gorgeous, and they are so soft and buttery. This is what the shimmers look like. They look absolutely gorgeous. So stunning.
Alrighty, so we are officially in the tutorial portion. I did prep the lips, and then we are using the Glamlite Trick or Treat palette. Unfortunately, I lost some footage, so here I am showing you guys the 3 shades that I used to get this depth. You just want to build and blend. So I used that burgundy, an orange, and a black. Then we're going to go ahead and cut the crease using this micellar water, and this just helps so that the half cut crease can be nice and crispy. Now I am using the P.LOUISE base in Rumor number 4 to cut the crease, and then we're just going back with that burgundy shade and that orange to blend on the lid. That way we have a nice transition. Now I'm taking this beautiful pinky shimmer and I'm applying it on the lid. As you can see, it is really pretty, but with the Glamlite shimmers, using your finger is definitely the way to go because it really amps up the vibrancy and the shimmer on here. And I just wanted to lighten it up a little bit, so I took this light gold shade and just added it on top, and it made the most beautiful rose gold shade. And for me, 2016 makeup, I was wearing a lot of rose gold on the lids. So when you're done, this is what these eyes should look like, nice and crispy. So now we are on to priming the face. As you can see, I am scraping the edges of my DANESSA MYRICKS Blurring Balm powder, and I really do love her. Now we're on to cream bronzer. I am taking this one from LYS Beauty in the shade Honest, and as you can see, it is super creamy. It really does glide on. And then while that's on the face, I'm just gonna go ahead and color correct using the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer in Mango. And now we're gonna let that concealer dry, and we're gonna go ahead and blend out that bronzer. As you can see, it is super easy to blend and it is very pigmented. A little bit definitely goes a long way with this cream bronzer from LYS. Now that we're done with the cream bronzer, it is time to blend out this color corrector. And as you can see, this really does even out that darkness underneath my eyes and also around my mouth. For me, this is definitely a very important step because this ensures that I don't get any shadow around these areas. So now we're going to go ahead and jump into foundation. I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Soft Lit Foundation. It is a little warm, so I did add some blue pigment to it, and it created this beautiful, perfect neutral shade for me. And as you can see, I'm using a sponge this time instead of a brush because I was going for something like more skin-like, and I do find that when you use a sponge, you do get a more skin-like effect rather than like super full glam. So now I am taking this Juvia's Place concealer in number 12. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers, and I'm just highlighting as normal and cutting underneath that cheek just to have that bronzer and those cheekbones really pop. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend that concealer after I let it dry down a little bit using this beauty blender or sponge. And as you can see, everything is literally melting together and I'm not having any issues when it comes to blending. Same with underneath the eyes. As you can see, this concealer has great coverage. It's not super drying or anything. It is more of a hydrating formula, which is something that I look for in a concealer, and I mean, the blend speaks for itself. So now I just got to add a little bit of brightness. So I'm taking number 16, and I like to go down the bridge of the nose and on the inner corners. And right here, I'm just adding a little bit more cream bronzer, and I forgot to do my lip. So that's what I'm doing. This is just going to make the lips look more fuller. So that's why I like to contour the lips. Now we're going to go ahead and blend out that lighter concealer, and I'm trying to keep it really as tight to the inner corner as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and add some blush. This is Rare Beauty Virtue, and this is such a beautiful color. And then I'm going on top because I wanted a little bit more pink. This is the e.l.f. liquid blush in Cheeky Lychee, and them mixed together is like the most beautiful mouth-watering coral shade. I really do love a coral blush just because when you mix both, you can make your blush either more pink or more orange. And so because I didn't know what color blush I wanted to use, I just decided to use both. And now we're on to setting the face. I'm throwing it back to the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. And if you guys saw any movement, that's my puppy Nico and the other dogs. They are in the room and knocking things over. But as you can see with this Laura Mercier powder, it really is blurring. So now we are into the Made by Mitchell Curve Case Pressed, and I'm taking this bronzer shade called You Asked for this, and this is such a beautiful bronzer. It's not too dark. It really did complement this cream bronzer, and I'm really happy that I picked it up because I find that I usually go kind of heavy-handed and maybe a little too dark with my bronzer sometimes. So I also use that bronzer on the nose. And now it's time for blush. This is a blush palette from P.LOUISE. It was something I got in my advent calendar last year or 2 years ago. So this is something you can't get. And so I just mixed a couple shades together and it created this beautiful peachy color. And I really love how it came out. Now we are on to baking with that Laura Mercier powder. And as you can see, it is a beautiful light yellow shade, so it is going to add a little bit of brightness, but it doesn't do too much. And I honestly need to use this powder more. but I'm so loyal to my one size powder. Now I'm taking the Made by Mitchell eyeliner. This is in the shade Black Track, and it is so creamy. It literally just glides on and it doesn't budge at all. You do get a little playtime, so I'm just going and smudging that out, and then we're gonna go ahead and use those same crease colors, so the orange and burgundy, to blend out that lash line. And then I'm just going to go into the black and stamp that onto the lash line just to make it more intense. As you can see, it's giving smoky. Then I'm dusting off that translucent powder, and then we are going to refresh the skin using this e.l.f. Dewy Coconut Setting Spray. And as you can see, it just starts to bring life back into the face. Then I'm taking this brown lip liner from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Honestly, you can use any lip liner, just make sure it's brown. And I'm just using that to line the lips. And for the lip gloss, I'm using its Brown Sugar from Juvia's Place. And that's pretty much the lip combo. And then I'm just going to lock everything in using this DANESSA MYRICKS Liquid Blurring Balm setting spray, and it really does melt and mattify the skin. And then I forgot I wanted to add some highlighter, but I didn't want anything too crazy, so I decided to pull out this Jaclyn Cosmetics Luminous powder, and I'm just adding that onto the high points and on the nose, and it gave me that glow from within. So I'm going to go ahead and get this hair together, and this is what I will look like when I come back. So the hair is done, and this is the final look, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I really love how this look came out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.